members of the media, colleagues, fellow Jamaicans, and friends, a pleasant good morning to you all. We have called this press conference because of the current scandal relating to the contract between the National Housing Trust and Dixem Holdings Limited. It has been brought to our attention through the media that in 2019, the NHT entered into a contract under the Guaranteed Purchase Program with Dixem Holdings Limited. Among other things, the contract stipulated that Dixem Holdings should build 200 houses at a price of $12.5 million per unit. The total cost of the contract was $2.5 billion. We have been told that the NHT has paid over, under the contract, the sum of $650 million, or 26% of the total value. There has been a subsequent disagreement between the NHT and the developer, which has seen the matter taken to court. We have seen from newspaper reports that after mediation, both parties have agreed to a consensual agreement, which is subject to non-disclosure. However, information emanating from a reportedly leaked agreement has revealed that, among other things, the parties have agreed to Dixem Holding paying the NHT the $650 million in full and a further payment of $20 million over a 12-month period, not surpassing December 2024. This entire transaction between the NHT and Dixem Holdings raises several concerns to the opposition and the wider Jamaican community. We believe that what has taken place in this sweetheart deal constitutes a breach of transparency, accountability, and good governance. As the political administration that established the NHT in 1976 under the distinguished leadership of the Most Honorable Michael Manley, and as the government in waiting, we cannot sit idly by and allow the contributors' monies to be treated this way. In our estimation, and based on what has been presented to us, we believe that what has transpired constitutes a plundering of the NHT's funds and should not go unpunished. We would therefore like to know, one, why did the NHT depart from its stated policy for the Guaranteed Purchase Program with the developer by paying over $650 million before any of the houses were delivered? Two, was there proper due diligence done on the inspection of the slated property for development to ensure that everything was in order for a cost-effective delivery of the houses? Three, why is there a non-disclosure agreement in the settlement between the NHT and Dixem Holdings when NHT is a public body and is managing public funds? Four, was the board privy to this NDA? Five, was the minister with responsibility for the NHT, who in this instance is the Most Honorable Prime Minister, aware of the NDA? These questions must be answered fully for greater transparency to be brought on the matter. NHT has been one of the most prudent public sector institutions since its establishment in 1976. But we have seen for the past 8 years where its focus have become obscure. In the obscuration of its focus, some questionable decisions have been made. There is absolutely no way that $650 million of contributors' money should be delivered to a private developer to develop affordable housing for contributors to the trust. And all it is getting back in return is the principal and $20 million after 5 years. A simple mathematical calculation revealed that the $20 million works out to $4 million per annum, or a mere 3% over 5 years. This is significantly less than what is charged to a developer on the public-private partnership agreement that the NHT charges, as the NHT charges between 3 to 4% per annum to the developer. Based on advertisements that we have seen from the developer, a unit is now being sold on the open market for approximately $25 million. Over 170 houses have been completed from reports, which means that when all are sold, the developer will generate revenues of over $4 billion. Compare this to the $650 million plus $20 million that the NHT is receiving for its investment. If this is not a sweetheart deal, I don't know what else is. If this is not a plunder of NHT funds, I don't know what else is. We are therefore calling for the following. 1, for the managing director of the NHT, who is one of the signatories to the NDA, to resign for this botched arrangement with Dixem Holdings. 2, for the full settlement to be released for public scrutiny. 3, for the country to be told if the most honorable Prime Minister, whether or not he was aware of the settlement and the NDA clause delineated in it. 4, for the NHT to ensure that in all future GPP, it conducts proper due diligence, including a fit and proper check on all the parties involved in the housing development. 5, for the NHT to declare if it is having any similar problems with contractors, developers that it has engaged in other projects across the island. I thank you.